Know how it is on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. At this time of the evening, we get to discuss topical issues across Nigeria's socio-economic landscape, basically where we get to look into some hot topics that affects us, right? We get to logically, intellectually look into these issues, have a viable conversation, and obviously generate a wealth of knowledge from the conversation we're going to have. Thereafter, obviously, we open the phone lines, we get your reaction to what it is we're discussing today. My name is Esther Wachku once again. We actually stream live on YouTube for you to be virtually part of the conversation, and then you get to watch us anywhere in the world, so you're not left out. Okay, so you go onto your YouTube application, go on the search bar, type VOP 903 FM, and you can join us live. And today is actually a full house, and we also intend to step down, so I don't want to delve into too much talking today because we need to entertain ourselves a little, talk about something that is quite different from what we're used to. So yes, that's basically it. What are we starting off with in the hot topic today? The president has promised Nigerians more hard work, that he feels good and that he is happy, right? So President Bola Tinubu has assured Nigerians of his continued commitment to working hard and praying for the peace, safety and stability of the nation. This was made known by his special advisor on information and strategy, Bayo Naniga. Well, while speaking with reporters today, the special advisor disclosed that since there was a prayer that was held at the National Mosque in Abuja, which was to commemorate the president's 73rd birthday, the president expressed gratitude to God for life and the opportunity to serve. So yes, that's a very interesting outlook to issues, right? I mean, it's not easy being a president of this great nation for 2 years with all of its challenges, and you Nigerians not giving the man peace, one wahala the other every day, everything President Tinubu. So Oga said he feels good though, he feels happy. All of you that are calling his name, he says he feels good, he feels happy, and who thanks God for his life. So meanwhile, there was a situation that occurred on Thursday or Wednesday thereabout concerning Humphrey Iwusu. Well, investigations have indicated that the former chairman of the defunct National Electoral Commission, Humphrey Iwusu, publicly stated that MKO Abiola won the June 12, 1993 presidential election. Now, if you recall, in the Senate about 2 or 3 days ago, right, when there was a talk about immortalizing him, specifically that particular motion was brought up by one of the, not just one, it was coupled with a couple of House of Rep members, senators. The senator representing other constituents brought up the notion that Senator Humphrey Iwusu should be immortalized. But the senator representing Edo North, Adams Oshomole, argued that Iwusu does not deserve a national honor because he died without confessing that Abiola won the June 12 election. And it was quite sad because you did not even try to check Google, all right, or make your own personal investigation for you to put, thump that down. Meanwhile, there was this particular interview with Omoyele Sowore when Sahara reporters just started off. It was quite an exclusive one. I'm going to play a bit of that in the course of the conversation we're going to have before we even delve into other issues. We need you to hear Professor Iwusu say it live that Abiola won the election and the constraints that happened at the time. He said that at the time they were all about national honors. It was not about bribe. Somebody will call you and say do this and you just do it without thinking about integrity. And he also disclosed that indeed the June 12 election were actually tendered in court, and that the media, in fact he blamed the media because he felt anything tendered in court is a public document. He blamed the media for not actually saying it. He said he couldn't publicly declare it then because he was asked to step down. That committee was dissolved. He was no longer the chairman of the committee. And Professor Humphrey Iwusu also said that anytime there was June 12, that policemen were always surrounding his house. Like maybe they didn't want him to say anything, grant any press interview whatsoever to declare that indeed Abiola won the June 12 election, and that every other person that was part of their committee, some of them became governors, some of them became top members. In fact, David Mark, our former Senate president, was part of the persons that were, in the close group of the committee of members during the National Electoral Commission. A lot actually was divulged in that interview. So the question is that why were some senators against it? I watched it in the House. I saw how some of the senators brought it down and said it's of no use. They had despairing opinions about Professor Humosu, while some of the other senators, specifically from the southeast, were saying, is it because we are from this particular region? Is that why you guys think that we don't deserve this? Is not deserved? That this kind of scenarios reeks of a civil war unresolved. And this statement was being made by Ohaneze. They said the immortalization of Professor Humosu as a topic of discourse, as something that caused conflict in the House, seems or reeks of the civil war unresolved. And this is part of the consequences that people from the southeast region are going through, as to why they could not even try to immortalize this man, name any of the institutions after him, being the fact that he stood firm on his belief that Abiola won the election. I'll play that insert very soon as well. Now, in a very recent development, however, 10 persons were killed, all right, in Plateau State. These were mourners. Now, what happened was gunmen killed or launched a deadly attack on some mourners in Ruwi community, Bokos local government area of Plateau State. They killed 10 persons. The mourners were said to have gathered at a deceased family house in the community when the gunmen attacked them on Thursday night. Eyewitnesses said the victims were mostly women, with 7 being brutally clubbed to death with machetes. And then when this kind of thing happens and community members decide to take laws into their hands, you make it seem as if it's an uproar. Just like that, they were killed. Mourners, they were women. These terrorists no longer care. They killed this woman. I don't know how to explain it. They said 3 men were among those killed, while 2 other women were injured in the attack. The chairman of the community peace observers in Bokos local government, Mr. Kefas Malai, confirmed the killings to journalists today, stating that the perpetrators took advantage of the mourners gathering to carry out the heinous act. Malai noted that security personnel alerted to the attack, but unfortunately they arrived after the perpetrators had fled the scene. Now, these perpetrators will get away from the scene. Nobody will apprehend them. Nobody knows where they are. And that was this. They just kill at their disposal, at their whims and caprice, and nothing happens. Which also set the talk about the mob that set over 10 people ablaze after being found with guns in Edo State. Edo and Benue are going through what you call existential crisis. I'm telling you, every day the citizens there, the residents there are complaining of herdsmen attack. This terrorists attacking their communities. They can no longer farm. They don't just take over their communities. They kill them at sight. They don't even try to injure them. They kill them, so a lot of them run away from their communities. The state governors have been calling out, but we're not seeing anything excessive, any altruistic activity from the government to do something about it. So this 10 persons, basically based on what sources disclosed, that they were hunters, but people thought them to be kidnappers because they were coming from River State to Kano State when they were attacked by a mob. Now, the eyewitness account stated that the hunters were stopped by vigilantes on a normal stop and search. In the course of their search, they found guns, machete, dog, and other personal belongings. Now, issues escalated when residents of Uromi accused the hunters of being kidnappers. The mob pounced on the suspects and then just set them ablaze. The situation got out of hand and was left uncontrolled until all the suspects were burned beyond recognition. Security operatives later got to the scene of the incident, but it was too late to save any suspects from the angry mob. The deceased bodies have been evacuated from the scene of the incident and an investigation has been launched. Governor Monday Okpebula has asked security operatives to fish out the mob, those who were involved in this dastardly act. Arawa Youth Consultative Forum has called out to the state government to make sure that these persons are brought out, that they can no longer continue for their members to be killed indiscriminately without proper investigation. And that's not the first time actually that is happening in Edo State. I remember having this conversation with Barrister Fred Nzako. You would ask the question, why would irate mobs just see a group of persons and call them kidnappers? Because they found them with machete, guns, and a dog. And maybe, I don't know how they were responding to questions before things descended to the point that it got to. But the question is this, what the state government, what have they been doing about the cries of the people, about the fact that a lot of terrorists have been terrorizing their region, that they took it upon themselves to just call these guys, kidnappers. Now, it would have been different if they had seen these persons with some individuals and you call them kidnappers. It tells you how bad things have gotten and the ethnic rivalry and tension that has devolved to this point where you see a group of people and you launch them is really bad. I saw the video. It was gory. It was so unfortunate. It wasn't meant to have been like that. Proper investigation should have been carried out to know who these individuals are and what they were all about on that route before this dastardly act was carried out. In fact, anybody living in Edo State, if you know any person or a family member who is privy to what precisely happened there, I would really love it that when it's time for us to get reactions, you will call us and give us maybe an eyewitness account of what truly transpired, because we're hearing reports from Arewa Youth Consultative Forum and we're hearing as well from the state government and then from the eyewitnesses on what happened. So if these individuals were not caught with anybody, then why the killing? Why were they lynched? Why were they mobbed down? Why were they burned? They were bellowing. I saw that video. It was gory. This man, it was really bad. I wouldn't lie to you. It's terrible. It's a pathetic way for any human being to die. It was really sad. But if you recall that in Abuja, I think last month or so, we saw a video on social media where two of these men were also killed by irate mobs. But in this time around, they saw the victim. They were kidnappers. One of the victims that they were kidnapping was in the boot of the car. The lady was shouting. And that was how they stopped that vehicle and took matters into their hands. So a situation where the security agencies cannot be trusted to handle issues like this, and people have gotten tired. So they take matters into their hands. And this time around, you don't even know if this kind of activity that is terrible is carried out on an innocent person, because no proper investigation was carried out. So an irate mob will kill people and eventually you find out that they're innocent. You remember one young girl that was accused of poisoning her boyfriend or her ex-boyfriend and his friends after preparing pepper soup for them? That young lady would have been lynched and killed if investigation wasn't carried out to find out that those young persons died from generator fumes in the home they were staying. Meanwhile, already there were aspersions that this person prepared a meal for the ex-boyfriend and they all ate it and they all died, like a revenge for somebody whose heart was broken or something like that. So this is the kind of scenario that happens when proper investigations are not carried out. Well, this is one of the conversations we'll also have as well in the course of the hot topics today. All right. And interestingly too, while the president is happy and good and everything is under okay, as he's fine because his birthday is coming up, well, APC chieftain has blasted Boala over remarks on Peter Obi. A chieftain of the APC has launched a scathing attack on the special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on policy communication, Daniel Boala, following his recent comments about the Labour Party's presidential candidate Peter Obi. Eze is a prominent figure in the APC. He described Boala as a rolling stone that gathers no moss, accusing him of political opportunism and betrayal. He alleged that President Tinubu strategically appointed Boala not out of admiration but as a way to sideline him, given his previous role as an aide to Atiku Abubakar. I guess a couple of persons will say that now what we've been talking about is what is being confirmed about stomach infrastructure, anywhere where Bele face, 9 certain persons, they, follow suit concerning the fact that Boala was once working as part of the presidential team for Atiku Abubakar in the 2023 general elections, with all the denigrating comments he made about this current administration, specifically President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Well, as you do know that the state of emergency in Rivers State is, a lot of people are calling it illegal. Certain groups blame the FCT minister for orchestrating the crisis, alleging he diverted funds meant for Ogoni land and is working to destabilize the state government. These organizations argue that there is no valid reason for the state of emergency, warning it could be a political strategy to control the state ahead of 2027. So, two prominent organizations, the National Union of Ogoni Students International and the Center for Democracy, Human Rights and Anti-Corruption International, they have strongly opposed President Bola Tinubu's declaration of a state of emergency in Rivers State, and they condemned the appointment of Vice Admiral Ibok Ete Ekwa Ibas as the sole administrator of the state. They're also asking that Governor Simfobara, the suspended governor, should not succumb to what they termed the antics of an iron ruler. and that Wike being the one causing the political tension in the state for all the crisis ongoing, they're asking the president to sack Nyesom Wike as soon as possible. In fact, they're saying that if the president doesn't do so, it means that the president is the one that is obviously partnering with Nyesom Wike to destabilize River State. You know that just yesterday, Ibok Eta Ibas, or Wednesday evening thereabout, actually suspended all the political appointees in River State. Although the money released to him, he has used it to pay the salaries of the suspended staff members. But the thing is, where is it in the constitution? Where is it approved that you take such a responsibility on yourself? And finally, Natasha Akpoti, concerning her recall process, the federal government has actually made some exposure that based on the Commission for Corporate Affairs, that they do not understand the individuals that went about the recall process. In fact, the report emerged that these groups that actually went ahead are unregistered entities without legal recognition. And so the question now is, what exactly does this mean for those who are behind this? It raises serious concerns about the legitimacy of the recall campaign against Senator Akpoti Uduaghan, and who has been embroiled in this political opposition since taking office. It also calls into question the credibility of those behind the campaign, as their legal standing is now in doubt. Now, the number of persons that voted Natasha in as a senator were less than the number of persons that recalled her. The same community or constituency that she visited 2 or 3 days ago, and we saw an overwhelming crowd that came to support her. So the political motive and the political backstabbing for anyone who tries to step out of the supposed structure and how things go in their supposed court, according to Natasha, the person is persecuted, written off, possibly buried, under the skyline. So these are some of the issues we'll be looking into today on the evening rush before we go into the step down. My guests in the studio, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you already know them, Mr. Lawal Ekundayo, who is a social and political commentator, as well as Mr. Ola Emmanuel. Good evening, sirs. How are you?
Good evening.
Thank you for joining me today.
Yes,
I want to briefly play a very short video of Professor Humphrey Umusu, because this particular video came out on social media when the House of Rep members were arguing that Professor Humphrey Umusu does not deserve to be immortalized. And one of such persons is a statement made by Adams Oshomole. Adams Oshomole said that before Humphrey Umusu died in 2024, that he'd never divulged who won the June 12 elections. And because of that, trust Nigerians in their research. Oyema Yelishore has really been in this game for a very long time. This video was way back in 2012 or 2013 when Sahara Reporters was still very fresh. Omoyele looked very, very young in this interview. I want us to listen to Humphrey Umusu detailing on how the event went on in 1993 during the June 12 elections.
Part of the problem was that of the media too. Let me explain the process from June 16. 1993. Remember, we were promised that if that election was conducted to be free and fair, accepted by international observers and local observers, that we would be given national honors. So my colleagues were also working hard as Nigerians. So when, according to our efforts, you knew all the problems, all the restrictions. In spite of all that, June 12 came. The election was conducted. It was peaceful. Materials were distributed all over Nigeria promptly in all difficult terrain because of arrangement and logistic preparation we put in place. So when the results started coming in, June 13, 14, in fact, it was to be concluded around June 17, 18. The other party, NRC, had even congratulated SDP for winning. Suddenly, there was a letter served on me by Commissioner of Police that we should cease forthwith in releasing the results. I summoned on June 16 emergency meeting of the commission. All the results had come in, with the exception of that of Taraba, which the resident electoral commissioner from Delta, Professor Sada, was on his way to bring. We would have released the result about June 17. So they said, stop. I was served. In fact, I was called in a meeting of National Defense and Security Council and said, would you release this result without knowing? I said, that's the law. There was no provision of the highest ruling military body to vet the result. The law says that the result should be announced at each level. The polling station level, ward headquarters, local government, state, and finally their conclusion at headquarters. In fact, almost every person, owing to the communication system we put in place, could even collate to know that Abiola had won. Now, with that, my commission met and we decided that we would challenge that ruling by court, Abuja High Court, because it's Commissioner of Police that served it. And when the next step was I was summoned at the level of the National Defense Security and Defense Council.
Headed by Babangida?
Babangida and Abacha was prominent. They said, okay, that a committee headed by Abacha should find a solution to the problem. I said, how do we find a problem? We should be allowed to conclude what we started. He said, Abacha. In that committee, I'm quoting names. Abacha was in it. Nyako. Nyako was in it. General Aliyu Gusso was in it. David Mark was in it. Was the Minister of Communication. I was in it. Secretary of the Commission, Director of Legal Services was in it. Professor Deria, National Commissioner representing Rivers State. We met in Abacha. When we met in Abacha's house, guest house in Abuja, he set another subcommittee, including myself, Akpambo, late now, Akilu, the Secretary of the Commission, I think one other advisor-in-law in the State House. When we got at that subcommittee level, I told them, gentlemen, there is nothing for us to meet. The law is clear. Elections have been conducted. Results have been collected. The only one remaining is that of Taraba, and he had come along with it. Please allow us to conclude. We are a technical body. We are not politicians. In any case, if you don't want us to release the result, you should call Abiola and Tofa or negotiate with Abiola that Abiola was the winner. Well, you know, military, the military personnel in it were afraid. They said, okay, you report, you are the chairman of the commission. We went back to Abacha's guest house and I reported, well, sir, the law that allowed us to conclude this election made no provision for this technical body, for your committee. You should allow us to conclude the result with that of Taraba and announce it, or you call in Abiola and negotiate with him. He shouted on me, who are you to tell us what to do? You are not a member of National Defense and Security Council. You are not. The council and the court court decided you should not conduct the election. You went ahead and conducted the election, that it was illegal. You will recall, throughout Abacha's regime, his Minister for Information regarded our election as illegal. He said, well, you are not a member. Go to Aso Rock, where all of us will now take a decision. What will happen? Call all your national commissioners. That was, it's a military regime. So, because many people didn't know what, so I was to call my secretary to invite all my national commissioners to come to Aso Rock. It was David Mark. He was then the Minister of Communication, who called, used mobile. That's when the mobile was starting. He called myself, Andrew Mana. I'm mentioning them. Called them. You all wanted at Aso Rock. We went there. Here was a full meeting.
Which date was that?
Was around 18
of
yes, all this 18 June. When we got there, Babangida said, NEC, National Electoral Commission, what is your position on this election? I answered, I was the boss, leadership of NEC stops with me. I said, sir, allow us just 2 minutes so that it will not be Humphrey Nwosu's decision. It will be that of National Electoral Commission. He said, okay, 2 minutes. We went to one of the rooms. He said, gentlemen, ladies and Eruku was a lady National Commission. We don't have anything to do with politics of this. They should allow us to conclude and announce whoever did not like the outcome should go to tribunal. That's the provision of the law. You know, we were talking of institutions. Allow institutions to work. Whoever didn't like it should go to tribunal. They said, you are reporting. Okay. We came out. Sir, this is the decision of the commission. Allow us to conclude this election and announce the result. And that we will challenge that letter, court decision, which Commissioner of Police served on me, that we should stop announcing it. We will go to Federal Court of Appeal, Kaduna Division. So he said, okay, you people are on your own.
Babangida said that.
The decision of there. He said, well, you know, in all this I've mentioned them. So you went to court, not by the Attorney General of the Federation should have championed that position, but he did not. It was Director of Legal Services in NEC, Bello. He's still alive. No, Buhari Bello. I mentioned in my book. Went to Kaduna Court of Appeal, filed the papers. We submitted all the results, including that of Taraba, showing that Abiola won the election. Abiola was represented by Eke Ajayi. Tofa was represented. The court held first sitting. His Justice Oke Achike mentioned it. Oke Achike, late, may his soul rest in peace. For the chairman, he was ready to conclude. He ordered Abuja High Court to submit all matters relating to the election, all the results, and they were submitted to his court for accelerated hearing and decision for June 25th, 1993. Please. Now, this was done. Abiola was, he knew all that. And when you submit something to court, it becomes public document. Is it not? All the results were submitted to the court appeal division headed by Achike, showing that Abiola won. Abiola knew. Why did Nigerian press not pick it from? Now, when this was to be done June 25th, the military quickly dissolved my commission on June 23rd.
But one quick question.
Yes.
That there was a pronouncement you made that this election is inconclusive.
Interesting, isn't
Because the
it?
result
Yes,
was
that's
not
Professor
good.
Humphrey Nwosu. We took quite a bit in that particular aspect. I wanted us to listen properly, so it's not like anyone is speaking out of context. This was way back in 2014. This interview by Omoyele Sowore was way back in 2014 when Professor Humphrey Nwosu released his memoir, his book, detailing all the events that surrounded the June 12, 1993 general elections, which Abiola won. So for Adams Oshomole coming to say that Humphrey Nwosu never ever disclosed that the June 12 election was won by Abiola, so therefore the bill being called out for him to be immortalized is irrelevant. And we saw a couple of other senators saying that no, it's not necessary. Ohaneze Edingbo is criticizing the Nigerian Senate's refusal to actually immortalize him because, according to them, that it reinforces the notion that the civil war against the Igbo people is not yet over. He condemned the actions of the 10th Senate, asserting that the institution has become a platform for unpatriotic behaviors that perpetuate historical injustices. So it was made by Mazi Usiguzuru. How would you react to this, Mr. Ola Emmanuel, as quickly as possible?
You see, when we talk about issues of Nigeria in Nigeria, they are so complex.
So complex?
Yeah.
Okay, what makes it complex in this instance?
The complexity of issues like this is that people are not speaking objectively.
Okay.
If somebody calls for immortalizing a particular individual on the basis of his integrity and what he has done, in this case posthumous, it is not anything for somebody to just come out rightly and just throw it off the track, off the table. It is important for us to know that issues like this shouldn't be something that an individual's intention should overrule that of the populace. Now that we have had instances and documents showing that Professor Nwosu Humphrey had actually said all these things now, what becomes of the statement that Adams Oshomole made? These are some of the things. It will interest you to know, like I keep saying, that the problem in Nigeria against Nigeria by Nigerians is that this ethnic bias and usurping of power has been the reason that things are not working. And as long as it continues, I don't think peace will be the order of the day. Because like this kind of thing that happen now, if people begin to react, why would you say that? And it leads to the Edos and the Indigbos begin to trade words that can lead to some kind of uproar. Then there's going to be more problems coming. So for me, this information, there's a question that Professor Nwosu said, that since this information has come to the fore, why didn't the media pick it up from there? Because it has become an issue of a public thing. Since it has come to the media, every person can have a right or have an access to it. But we will not be able to answer the question. Why? When these informations about the collations of the result, even at the national level, that we have seen too well that if apart from Taraba, which was still on the way, why coming up to say these things should not be? It still boils down to the fact that we still have this ethnic bias by those who are in power in Nigeria. And it has really kept us back. It has become a clog on a wheel of progress for development, for progress, for everything good in Nigeria. Nigeria has become an entity with too many ethnicity, and we must learn to live together irrespective of the power we hold as individuals. We must uphold that power given to us by the Nigerian Constitution and work solely by that. And as such, you begin to see people working in harmony. But as long as these biasness come to play in every facet of the society, peace may not remain a mirage. That's just my take on this subject.
Mr. Lawal Ekundari, what's your take? Come closer to the mic, please.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Lawal Ekundayo. Very interesting. You see, that's why I was one of those who agitated that history should return to Nigeria, because
Yes.
the thing that what happened earlier initially many years ago was that they gave us a doctored history that makes the bad people look like good people. You get it?
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that you can't change the truth. It will come out when it needs to come out, and that is what is happening now. For Oshiomhole, I would just say that maybe he was too in a haste. You get it?
Okay.
He was too in a haste. I would say it's just it's a tribalistic something. I would say that he was just in a haste. You get it?
Okay.
To come into that matter, conclude on that matter, which is a very unfortunate, and it kind of point out. You get it? Yeah. To what my lady woman of the year has been saying.
Who is that? Natasha?
Natasha, that's my woman of the year. About what is going on in Nigerian politics. In the house, there's this kind of what do I call court in that place.
Yeah, she said the Senate is like
anything
a court.
they want, it goes. Anything they don't want, irrespective of anything, it doesn't go. So they just come out and say some things. You get it? Without really thinking about the consequence. That is what is happening. What I expected to Oshiomhole to have done was to suggest setting up a committee to look into that matter. That committee will have investigated properly and will have come out and say whether truly Nwosu needs to be immortalized or not. But he just jumped into it as they've been used to. Like anything we want, it just happens irrespective of whether it's right or wrong. As long as we want it or we don't want it. That's what is going on in the house of in the Senate. And the same house. You can see the issue of that the passing of the approval for the state of emergency. Okay. You can see the way they did it in that everybody was disappointed across the whole world. This is a very, very archaic
we don't follow
system.
The process in doing things.
Doesn't make sense. How do you do something so crucial like this? Look at the way they did to Natasha. The same thing, the same rule you are punishing her of. You yourself you are openly committing that offense. You are openly committing the offense, and nobody is punishing you for it. No. So that's why you saw him coming out, arrogantly. That is Oshiomhole to just disprove. You could have said, okay, please, let us set up a committee to look into this. Then let the committee do its findings and then come out with its report. That committee will have done a thorough investigation and present all evidences to prove whether the man should be immortalized or he should not. Oshiomhole will not have suffered this embarrassment. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'll actually react to this. I am not a biased person. I'm this kind of a person that look at issues. You see, this is the reason why most of the time the Igbo people are feeling marginalized. Because when issues come to the Igbos, you see certain group of persons reacting against it with sentiments. And if it comes to the other ethnic groups, you see people rallying around to ensure that they make it happen. We have been made to be Nigeria. And there is nothing anybody, irrespective of whatever, will do against it. Now, if you look at the June election, the June 12, 1993 election of Olawale Kashimawo Abiola, if you look at that election, one of the things, as we begin to make research over the issues over the years, it is that the northern, the Hausa is in the north, felt that a Muslim in the southwest here is not qualified to lead them at the north. All those things comes to play why these elections were annulled the other time. Why would it be that certain persons are seeing themselves becoming too superior to other, and we are all Nigerian? There is one constitution that binds, or there's one constitution that actually determines how our life, how we are going to be behaving, how we're going to be reacting, how issues should be handled. But when it comes to certain sensitive issues, certain persons feel that they are too big, that they feel superior, they feel that they cannot be under any kind of persons. these things are bad and we can't continue like that. For me, if you ask me, I think for Adams Oshiomhole, he need to make an open apology to Nigerians, even particularly to the Igbos, for discarding that information without making the necessary research before he makes such statements.
Can I say something?
All right.
I don't think it's tribalistic something. I don't think it. I just think it's just the arrogancy of these the reps that we can get away where we make law, whatever we do just goes. That's the way I see it. Because the way Oshiomhole responded, he just responded like the usual way they respond in the house. You shut things down, you shut things up. You get it. Like when they wanted to talk about the issue of this thing that happened in this state of emergency.
You saw this.
Yes, you saw the Senate president.
Pick that mic up a bit.
Okay, you saw the Senate president shutting down a rep. The guy was saying, we are colleagues now. You are an ex-governor, I'm an ex-governor, and we voted you here. You can't shut me down like that. You get? So you can see something like that. They'll shut you down as if the moment they are in that post, they are like a demigod.
It's still a sense of superiority.
And I want to come in. There's something else I want to say.
Yes.
You see, listen to me very well.
We are listening to you, Mr. Lawal.
Good. I want everybody to listen very well. See, if the Igbos feel marginalized, why are their reps in the National Assembly not staging a protest?
Exactly.
They go along with it now. When Oshiomhole said this, how many senators from the Igbo region actually stood up?
They actually stood up and spoke. Even it was not even about the political party. Both the PDP political party members and APC political party members got up and spoke. But the thing is, it's if the situation is on before now, this feeling of marginalization, isolation, and all whatnot. But like you rightly asked the question, their representatives at the National Assembly, what have they done since? Why have they been mute?
They just go along with
the people are feeling like this. So that's why a couple of people feel that at the hem of affairs, nobody looks at the nationality. They look at how much they are sharing amongst themselves and not, you understand, and not for the interest or the plight of the people. Because if that was the case, why has it not been brought up over time? So it was this immortalization conversation that, a couple of people are now saying, okay, is it because, one of the senators got up and spoke and said, is it because it has come to the Southeast now? You are now raising your voices and, benching it down and not being observant about it and all of that. This is a
scenario. You can stage a walkout.
Exactly,
now.
but this is a scenario that has been ongoing before now.
Not you sit down,
you've not acted on it.
You see. Okay, sorry, but please look at the case of Kanu.
Okay.
This IPOB man.
Yes.
That's why some people are saying that maybe the reps and the people representing the Igbo from the Igbo side, the East, you get it, actually are the one that they don't want him to do, because they see that they just go along with, you get, like you said, they are interested in what they want to make personally. They are not interested in what goes on, in their region. Some people have been sentimental by talking about Igbowo's case. When Igbowo, you get it, was arrested, you saw so many traditional rulers, Yoruba traditional rulers in Benin, rising up and going to meet the president, to stand for him. That was why the case went smoothly and the guy was freed. But here, despite the fact that this guy has been, the court has said release him as no, you see that most of the representatives from the East have been quiet, as if it is normal thing. Most of the governors have been quiet, as if it's a normal thing. They are not staging anything. They are not really, showing it. Even look at America. If you look at the Democrats and the Republicans, see the way they fight in that place.
All right.
They can stage it. In fact, they can even shut down the government because of a case. You get what I'm saying? They shut down the government. All right,
Mr. Lawal, thank you very much. There's this particular information that just came out now, but it has not been confirmed. All right, nor denied. But normally, you know how it is on social media. When reports like that come out, by the following day, whatever sieves to the press, fine. Whatever is not sieved is put out. I'm trying to get some verifications about this information. But when it comes to social media, informations like this, one needs to be very sure about it before it's discussed. So for now, it is not yet authenticated. Okay, but this is actually circulating already that the FCT minister collapsed in Abuja during a meeting due to excessive alcohol and that he's been diagnosed. So apparently, based on the meeting that was ongoing in Abuja, apparently the doctors confirmed that this led to supposed partial stroke and that he has been rushed to France for urgent medical treatment. Remember that he was supposed to be part of a rally in Bayelsa. There's a mega rally that's to take place in Bayelsa. Governor Dewey came out to even speak about the rally where Wike was supposed to be present. Well, according to what the speculative report, yes, because it's not yet confirmed. According to what this report is indicating, that drama unfolded at the Abuja meeting as Wike suddenly collapsed and was immediately taken to the State House Clinic where doctors detected a high level of alcohol in his system, which they say triggered it. Now, medical experts have warned that his condition may not be reversible, stating that he might never be able to stand again. But like I said, this report is not yet authenticated, yes, because as it stands now, no media house or no online platform has been able to either affirm this or ascertain or dispel this. But if it's coming from social media, sometimes you need to be careful. But the thing is, when information begins to circulate like this, sometimes you try to get across to their spokespersons to either confirm it or deny, but they don't respond on time, which gives room to information being rife like this. And it's also not funny because this is not the first time we've heard stories about him. The other time we heard that he was arrested in the US, that Donald Trump had demanded for his arrest in the US because they saw some election materials in his residence and cash of dollars in his residence. So information fly like this when authenticated information doesn't come from the official quarters. And a couple of persons are now asking questions that based on how Wike talks, based on his attitude, based on his look. I don't know if you've seen him recently. He has slimmed down compared to how he used to look before. A couple of people say he's looking older than he normally looks like. So possibly there's a very strong possibility that he could show himself tomorrow, organize a press conference or have a media chat with journalists to dispel this information. But the thing is, it tells you how a couple of persons will come out with information like this that may not be true or not true, and it's easy for them to bring it up, possibly because of the fact that they don't like this individual. So the question is, what does that tell you? Where the citizens, in some instances, want something negative to happen to some of these political bureaucrats, they really want them to feel the pain, or they want them to experience karma as early as possible because they're not happy with what they've been doing or their attitude. Like I said, this information has neither been confirmed, neither been denied. None of the members of his team has disclosed to anyone whatsoever about this condition. So it's possible that some miscreants or some individuals would have sat down to put this together and put out there. This is not the first time we're hearing information like this. But what does that tell you, though, about information sieving out like this about certain persons, possibly because the general populace really do not like their personality?
You see, yes, thank you, Esther. The issue of whether we have been able to ascertain this information or not, for me, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Are you sure? Especially now that Rivers State is going through what it is going through.
The reason why I say it doesn't matter is this. There are too many Nigerians that are slumming on an account of ill health.
Okay.
Did you hear it on social media?
No.
So if Wike slums and they said it is assumed that the alcoholic content in him could trigger that, so be it.
Well, it's normal that the presidency will conceal this information, because normally when information like this comes out, they don't like to say anything.
It berates Nigeria if the federal minister could slum and it is attributed to certain kind of social behavior that are not the best. For me, I don't see it is anything necessary for us to begin to dwell on it. Now, and if you're looking at it from the public, say that some persons might say, go catch him, and things like that. That could be because of the prevailing circumstances and that his name is being mentioned. But be that as it may, it's not a thing that it should become a national discourse.
Are you sure? For somebody that people feel that is the cause of what happened in Rivers, where the youth are actually saying that the president should sack him as the FCT minister. Some organizations in Rivers are saying that he should be sacked because it's the cause of the political tension there.
They know what to do to Wike. They didn't do it. The president know what to do. Nobody made moves. the National Assembly actually know what to do. Nobody actually made a move because the power that be is behind this action. For anybody to come up and say that if nothing has been done to Wike over the period of time, it means that the president and him, they're running a collabo. That's because of the informations that are before people. And they can just make such kind of insinuations. Are you getting what I'm saying now? Now, if they are saying that since he's the one, I think there was something I read online and they said that Wike said, I'm not authenticating that. That's just what is an information that just made out. That he will do everything possible to keep Fubara suspended.
Who said so?
I saw it. The information is online too. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes.
Now we will not be able to ascertain such claims.
No, the only thing I remember he said was that even if he's impeached, heaven will not fall.
No, that was long ago. I saw this one today.
No, normally people would twist their headlines like that because he said even if it is.
But did he say about the article? What about the one of article?
In what regard? Oh yes, he actually said that he will make sure that Atiku's political ambition fails.
So why do you not say what this one is
if
wrong?
If he decides, no, I said it could be a twist of the headline.
No, if you could say this one, then definitely we could say so many other things.
And for a single individual to come up or have the guts and have the effrontery to make such kind of statement, not considering the implications of it to the Nigerian populace, it means this person is heartless. You get what I'm saying? So if whatever happens to him, if he's fine, good. Let him continue with his leadership until the right thing is done. If the right thing is not done on Wike or whosoever is abusing power, we are still playing and will continue to begin to talk. So that's just for me. So if Islam, there are hospitals. He
has been, according to what the report says, that he's been taken to the hospital for treatment, but that at this time around with what has transpired, it may have more of a physical damage on his health.
If it happens to him, let him be relieved of that position and put somebody who is fit to be there.
But you know that this will not happen, right?
I want to say something.
Okay.
See, when you are in the public,
because what I'm hearing right now, I'm actually trying to communicate with somebody in Rivers State. There, I'm actually trying to get facts, and person's actually telling me that they don't want any media house to fly it. The security is forestalling people from taking pictures or to even make a video.
Let me say something. You see, when you are in the public domain, you become the public property. You don't know. When you are in the public domain, you become the public because they can manipulate, they can do what they like.
But it happens. Remember during Yaradwa's time, before they let us know that he had passed on, it took a long time. It took opposition coming out. It took, in fact, the bias. Then vice president was the Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Yes, that was the vice president or to Yaradwa at the time. And because of that, I mean, the people from that region had to ask, okay, what's going on with the president, and why have you not asked the vice president to sit on, even if the president is not feeling fine? Because it took a long time for them to actually let us know that the president had passed on, possibly because they wanted to put some things in order before they confirm his death, or nobody knows. But it took serious measures and activism from some political persons to confirm it.
Can I finish my
Okay. All right.
Why I said that the moment you are you occupy a public post, you are in the public domain. They can do what they like with you, because at that moment you are their property. That's why you are in the public office. Okay. Now that is why when you are in the public office, you have so many advisors. You have so many departments, such as publicity department, political department. You have so many. The reason why they have that is because so that the public can have information as at when due. You understand? Okay. For example, the American president, if anything happened to him now, immediately they are already telling you, and they are telling you the measures, you get it, that they want to do. Why do you hide information here? If it is not true, this thing must have got to the ears of the publicity department of Wike, because I know he has it.
What would have gotten to the ears?
This information.
It's something that they are saying has happened.
No.
And they don't want the media to fly.
So are you confirming
the security?
It now?
No, I'm trying to tell you how this thing works as a public figure. If at all this is true, nobody is confirming anything. I'm saying this story now came out on social media right now. But the thing is this. being the fact that he's a prominent person, he's been the one that a lot of persons have been ascribing to the political tension in Rivers State. Obviously, you would not want the security operators to let this known.
But why?
It's normally like that in this part of the world for such a prominent
Those who disclose
figure.
the information.
They don't disclose anything yet.
Everything
so they
is
try
fine,
to see if they can
They
handle
can
the
sift
situation.
it,
Yes, they handle it.
Or they can
Exactly.
concede it or conceal it.
And then yet again, it's not the first time information about him has come out that it has not been confirmed, that is not true. The last time they said he was arrested in the US, the last time they said they saw election materials and the wads of cash or dollars in his house, in the 2027 election materials already ready. So all this information usually come out, which is not true. And the fact is, there's a mega rally that is supposed to take place in Bayelsa on the 12th of April 2025. Where he's supposed to come and converge there, even with some Ijaw members and all whatnot, which led to some youths yesterday. Because I don't know if you listened to our news yesterday, there was a casket with him, rest in peace, on the casket saying, gone too soon. These were done by some youth. They were saying, gone too soon, rest in peace. We saw the video. I'm sure if you had listened to our news, you would have seen the video yesterday where they were saying he should leave the state, he should leave them alone. They don't want him anymore. And they used a casket to symbolize him as someone who had passed on. So a couple of persons are now adducing the entire scenario to be diabolically related, that there's already diabolism has taken place, because this protest by these young persons took place yesterday. And today this kind of information is coming out. So we cannot tell if indeed this is just organized to create some kind of mysterious whatever to dampen his influence or whatnot, but we wait to hear the true confirmation of this information anytime soon. But the question now is, why do we have public officials when something happens, they conceal the information, they don't let it out on time?
That's my concern.
Now listen. The reason why in Nigeria we have that, like I keep saying, I have repeated this in over a million times. I'm going to say it now. If you were doing things in a civilized manner, you should be able to put yourself in the fore when certain things happen without fear or favor.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying now? But because of the dirtiness of their parts, how they handle issues in Nigeria, they do not want information about them to go to the public. So when certain things happen, either for the purpose of those who are working with them, they want to do their own to be able to satisfy their own first before they can give the information out to the public. In a civilized setting, it's not like that. When certain things happen, you see, it goes on to the media and everybody circulating that. If, for instance, the information that goes out in the first instance is not authentic, they will retrieve it. I say certain information that was passed on and so, by now we've been able to lay hands on the credible information, so the previous information is false. You understand what I'm saying? That's the piece. Now, it's boiled down to the fact that the freedom of information thing that is not really working. It is there on paper, but it is not practicable. And that's the problem the media houses are facing. Even when you have access to certain information that you will be able to roll out to the public to know, they will tell you that it must not go beyond what you have had it. So, and as such, it is because we doesn't do things in a normal way here, and that's the reason why we hide a lot of things. A man who has a clean hand don't have any reason to be afraid.
That's true. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Thank you for joining me today.
I'm very fine.
Yes, Dr. Demotine. Did I call that right? Hello. Yes. So I'm calling you because I know you're currently in Rivers at this moment, and there's this information that is circulating right now, but it is not confirmed, and no authentic source has affirmed that the FCT minister is, has possibly collapsed due to excessive alcohol, which may have caused partial stroke. Can you paint a scenario of this kind of information and how true or not true this is, and why none of his information officers has confirmed it? Hello, are you there? Hello?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead. Yes.
In a position to confirm.
Hello?
To confirm that story. I don't know, but hello, can you hear me?
Okay, go ahead, please.
Hello?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
I said I'm not in a position. It's correct. I cannot confirm the veracity of that account. But then it is all over social media that it happened. I don't know if it is true, but if it is true, I pray a quick recovery. I pray that it should.
You what? You pray for a quick recovery?
I pray for yes.
All right. So yesterday there were some youth that carried
on so many grants.
All right. There were some youth that carried a casket with RIP on the caskets.
Yes. The
Ijo youth. And a couple of people are ascribing this to be diabolical. Maybe he was spiritually called or something. Do you think this has any relativity to this information, especially for an information that is not confirmed or nobody has authenticated it from any official quarters? Hello?
Well, hello?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead, please. Hello? We're having serious network issues. I don't understand why, because I really want to ask him. He is currently in... Hello? Did you get a call? Did you get a call?
Yes, I can.
You're breaking terribly.
No, I did not.
Yes, what did you say? You said what? Hello?
Okay, you asked if there was a protest.
No, not about the protest. I was asking if there is any correlation with the protest of yesterday and the coffin thingy with what this supposed uncertain information circulating now is about. Do you think there's any correlation?
I don't think so.
All right. So you don't think there's any diabolism involved in this?
So.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Domate. So sorry. The network is very, very poor because you seem to be skipping a lot. But let's just hope that this information is not true. Let's just hope that he's well and healthy, and that whatever needs to take its course in naturally should take its course in terms of whatever the situation in River State, but not to have anything negative happen to the FCT minister.
Medical doctor are certain that there is excess.
Not about even a medical doctor. If his team,
Let's know what's
to,
the authentic information.
Yes, it's out. So we cannot even talk about a medical doctor now. Yes.
Okay, so we cannot ascertain.
Yes, we cannot
So we can't
ascertain.
just pull that.
You cannot start making any diagnosis or any analysis on it.
And tell
There
us
are
something.
speculations that he fell down. God is a healer.
God is a healer.
Yes, and there are doctors there are hospitals that can be taken to. Then when he's taken care of, then he'll be fine.
The report is saying that he was flown to France, but we cannot
Why would
authenticate.
see, that's another issue that they have with Nigeria.
Why? What's
Are there no hospitals in Nigeria?
Are you serious? Do they even trust their own medical
Why would they
system?
not why would they not believe in our own medical system that somebody will get sick and they will flow him to another country?
You are saying somebody when even the president is flying all over the country
Exactly.
for medical treatment. So,
so why wouldn't he fly?
The people under him will not do anything.
What
will not
happened to
fly.
the common Nigeria?
You did.
We are faced with the system now. Do we have money?
You say, Mr. President, sir, Your Excellency, sir. Why is it that anytime you are not feeling fine, you fly out of the country?
There was a scenario that somebody was sick and was rushed from one hospital to another. Rushed from the hospital to the general hospital. Said there are no beds to accommodate this person, and the woman died in the car.
Yes, it has happened.
We have budget every now and then for medicals. We have budget for all issues that. Why are they not using it? But if they have X on their head, they are flown. This is how wicked this person is. Karma will catch them one by one. This is why the video I sent sometime to go.
Yes.
And I say that as many as they are that want Nigeria to go down, they will go down one by one. Because it has gotten to the point where that common man do not have hope. You don't have hope for the judiciary. You don't have hope for education. There is no roads. There is no hospital. There is nothing for the common man. But when you even these idiots strike their, they strike their.
Please don't use derogatory names on air, please. NTBB. All right.
My apologies, please. Now, if anything happened to this person, they won't go to national hospital. They won't go to anything, and they are flown. So what happened to the common man that they are there to serve their interests? And that is just a problem.
Let me say something. Esther. Do you know why Ekweremadu was given those sentences in UK? If you listen to what the judge said, it was one of the main reasons was because you know, he was I think a Senate president. You get it?
Yes.
For some time, he collected some funds to.
What Senate president are you referring
I
to?
mean, sorry,
Ekwere
Madu now.
Okay. He was vice deputy Senate president.
Deputy,
yes.
sorry,
Yes.
deputy. Thanks for the
Deputy Senate
correction.
President.
You said the judge said that you actually you have the opportunity to put the best hospital
Yes,
in
I
your
think
state, and you didn't
yes,
do that.
never
That's
did.
one
As
of
part of his
the anger
constituency
that made
Yes.
the judge to slam him with that.
Those charges.
Yes, because it's not that these people, when you go to their country, they are they are not happy. You get it?
Yeah.
They are not happy. They have human feelings. And they look at what the opportunity you have the fund, you have the resources, and you are not doing this thing, and you just rush down to our country. What happens to the other ordinaries in your people in your own country? So anytime they have the opportunity to deal with any of these political office holder, they come up and deal with them, you know, like that hunger.
We need to open the phone lines. How do you react to the mob killing that took place in Edo State because of, you know, their hunters coming all the way from Port Harcourt or so? They saw them with guns and a dog or so, and then they just call them kidnappers. The RMY Youth Consultative Forum has called their attention to it very quickly because we need to get reaction.
The reason is simple, because people don't have trust in Nigerian police anymore. You see, they've reported cases in which, you know, where you caught somebody red-handed and then the next thing they just let the person go. So people who have been hungered, who have suffered victims, you get it, or they want their relations have suffered, you get it. They want revenge. They want blood. You get it. And since they have no confidence in Nigerian security anymore, that's why you see them doing all this. The justice jungle comes when the normal law is not working. That's why they call it justice jungle. This is justice. This is jungle justice. You get it? It's because people have lost confidence. It's in fact it happens some other place. You see people, somebody that is alleged to be a thief, stolen something, and they set the person on fire.
It's happened in modern occasions.
See,
In fact,
so it's
in
not
every
going all
part
over.
of the country.
That's why you see them.
But the thing is that at this day and age, that you would have thought that a sense of civilization would have ended some barbaric acts, you know, being carried out. But like you said, the distrust in our security system, where people don't trust the security system to actually act fast and swift when
Or
persons
get
like this
justice.
are actually caught. But I want to refer to a similar situation. I spoke about it during the World News at 6, where a House of Labour Party House of Rep member that was murdered in the East in December when he was traveling home, where the one of the security outfits set up by Agune Chamber, set up by Chukwuma Soludo, the Anambra State governor, they were able to catch those who murdered that man. And the next thing we heard was that they disappeared. In fact, we heard the other time that when they were taking them to go meet one of the persons who gave them vehicle, they said those ones escaped. Later, we heard the remaining ones in custody died of pneumonia, just like that. There's no further information about them.
The state of anomy is where there is no social control. And that is where we are. In Nigeria, we have lacked the political elites that are in power have made every one of us in Nigeria to have a distrust for these persons in political offices. So there is lack of social control of everything, name it. So when it comes to security issues is one of the state governor is the chief security officer of each state. And when issues of security comes up, and instead of these persons to swift into actions in a swift, he will get a call to suspend action.
Okay.
Or the transfer.
Yes, the governor will be made to suspend action. And if you do otherwise, then whatever comes to you, you take it like that, and life is sweet. So these are the things. For these persons to maim those innocent persons is because everybody now is a suspect in Nigeria. Because if you ask me who I go ask, this might lead to why certain informations were not taken into full consideration before the act. It's really
For
unfortunate.
the actor, it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate, yes.
Because the police has failed. The police are not even being allowed to do their job, not fail. I don't like you saying what are they always the best.
All right,
you
ladies
getting what
and
I'm saying
gentlemen,
now?
we need to get reactions right now because I wanted us to actually do a step down today being Friday. So we need to get people's reaction on the conversation this evening. I do hope His Excellency Nyesom Wike is well and healthy and hearty. It's important for him to be okay now because
We need him to be
he
well.
needs to be well.
Too
He
many
needs to be
questions
too
he
many
need to-
questions needs to be
Yes.
answered. The whole imbroglio in River State, so he needs to be well. He needs to be strong, and I do hope that this information is obviously false and untrue, since there's no one has ascertained the will I say authenticity of this information. So the number to call is 0817 1756 338 0817 1756 338. That's the WhatsApp.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine, sir. Welcome. Hello.
My name is Okore. Okore. I'm called. My name is Okore.
All
Calling
right.
you from Surulere.
You're calling from Surulere.
Hello.
Yes, go
Yes.
on. Go ahead.
Please, I just want to be clear on what, according to what you are discussing about the hunters that were caught off at Edo State.
Yes.
My question is, because when you are explaining, I didn't get it clear, but I just want to hear from you. Those hunters, are they from his state? Are they from Bayelsa going to his state?
No, they're not
Are they
Bayelsan,
what-
sir.
Which state are they?
They're Hausa
What
men. They're Hausa
what state
Fulani
are
men. They are Hausa Fulani men. They were coming from River State to Kano State when
yeah.
they were attacked by a mob. Hello?
With their guns.
Yes, they caught them with
Hello?
guns. They caught them with guns based on eyewitness.
Guns.
Sophisticated? Is it the Dane? Is it Dane guns?
Oga, they caught them with guns. Which one
So
is Dane
they
guns and
have the right
sophisticated
to-
guns? Go ahead, sir.
So as a hunter, they are permitted to go with guns
Okay.
because they are from north.
Hmm.
That is what I want to clear.
Well,
But if
they always
it's a
go
hun-
about with their guns and
Hunters from
machete
south-
now. They were found with
south.
guns and machete. They were found. They said they're hunters. They're local hunters. So
Local.
That's the federal inside hunters.
So I don't know.
So
They
that's
said
very-
they caught them with guns and machete. That they are
That's very
hunters
good.
from Kano to Port Harcourt.
It's okay.
All right. Or rather, River State to
That's
Kano.
right.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much.
All right.
That's why I asked whether is it a Dane
How will I
gun
know Dane
or-
gun? They say
or-
they caught
or
them with guns.
sophisticated gun.
You say that they.
You know
You
that
say guns and machete.
Mr. Alawa, be careful. You are asking this.
I don't know.
This are there.
I don't know. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, sir. How are you?
Good evening.
Yes, what's your name, please?
It's Ebube from Oshodi.
All right, Ibube. Go ahead.
Bless you.
Bless you too.
You see, on the offering wants to thing, let me tell you people something. Ababio knew what he did by allowing his deputy to go and, decide on what to say or what to do about his honor. Concerning what he did then 2012.
Akpabio.
Yes, I mean the Senate president. It is
This
not
current
good.
Senate president.
Now, when they were saying they want to decide on how they're going to honor him for what he did then.
Honor who? Humphrey Nwosu.
Humphrey wants to be dead. Humphrey wants to.
Yeah, but you're calling Akpabio.
But no, I said, they were deciding we want to, as a hero, somebody who is the best INEC chairman, who,
Okay, talking about the house deciding to immortalize and some
Exactly.
persons were against it. Okay.
God bless you.
All right. Hello. Okay, I think we've lost that connection. The number to call is 080-3692-9933. Kindly call back. You were not able to complete your train of thought. I would like to know where you're heading in what you were asking, please. Okay. Hello. Good evening. How are you? What's your name?
Good
Hello?
evening. My name is Ife Oluwa, calling from Isolo.
All right, Ife Oluwa. How are you this evening?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, Ife. Please go ahead.
Yes, Esther, if what I'm hearing about Nyesom Wike is true, then I'll be very, very happy.
I know you're not supposed to be happy now. How about don't
I
do
am
this?
not from Rivers State, but I'm not happy with what is going on in Rivers. It is all because of this Nyesom Wike. So if all these things I've heard is true, I'm seriously happy.
It's not true. No authenticity to this, but it just came. It will not be true in Jesus' name. Hello, 08036929933. That's the number. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm brother here. Good evening.
Good evening. Please go ahead.
My name is Gozier Nevi.
All right,
Look,
Gozie.
time of Chief Humphrey that our Senator Fabio denied his honor. In Nigeria, anybody that's why even in sports, they will tell you if you die there, what can Nigeria do to you? They can never honor him because they know he's a forward man. So that one aside, before the tribe he come from. Next, on the way from north, no bush. They now come here to hunt. That's good. Then, our minister at Abuja. I never wish him to die because after all, today, after killing in Biafran war, IBB is still alive. After Chief NKO, IBB is still alive. What is his usefulness up to today? My question goes this way. Let others, both others, let them, I never know, but if I'm not God, for death is for everybody. Let others learn from that. Any day, this our bomb behave well. It will come up front because front is the normal position. Now back character keep and back.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.
That's good.
Thank you for calling. All right. Hello, good evening. How are you? Sorry for keeping you.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name?
Good evening. Hello.
I can hear you, sir. Please go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Afonwa Adam. I'm calling from Edimo.
All right, Afonwa, please go ahead.
You see, the problem Nigeria is that tribalism. You see, this is Humphrey Nwosu. 1993 annex chairman. He do a lot. But the hatred where this Nigeria, this country called Nigeria hate and Igbo people. The hatred is too much. Anywhere, anything when an Igbo man did is wrong. Anything when Igbo man wakago is wrong. Which is unfair. Let federal government do something about this enmity in Igbo land, in Igbo people. Okay. I didn't like it at all.
All right.
Secondly, about this Wike matter. Whatever Wike did, that's what fit him.
Yeah.
Because I could remember when I drink, anything where I do, they go tell me say I be na drunk, say na drunk, I don't drink, and I say it happen. Now make me stop drinking. I don't drink. I see me, so I don't drink Coke.
All right.
Because of that, when they give me that time.
Okay.
So whatever he see, anywhere he see himself, fine for him. God bless.
Thank you for calling.
God bless him.
All right.
Thank you.
Let's not wish bad on anyone, okay? I mean, we should not be like those we consider not to be on our side. The Bible says, wish your enemy well, isn't it? Isn't it, Mr. Olai Emmanuel? Hello, good evening. How are you? Welcome to the Evening Rush. What's your name?
My name is Austin Ike from Okota Road.
All right, Mr. Austin, please go ahead.
Okay. People coming from hunters, coming from River State to North. And
to Kano State.
To Kano State. Where do they pass to come to that place?
No. Now, what's in the reports they talk? So they were attacked by the mob. Then tell them when they ask them question. When they consider them with the gun and machete and dog and other personal belongings.
Okay. Thank God for people that caught them. Let Ihamofu people in Enugu, let them stay so that they will come and hunt in their community and go back and come back. They will come and tell everybody, say they are killing their people. Because this kind of people you're seeing, if you see them on the road where they are moving, sometimes we normally see them with Hummer bus. They will there like 5 sick. It can't stop them on the way. There's all these boys that normally collect produce or something for it. If they don't dare, they normally chance them come up for the road when they are moving. And police are seeing them. Army are seeing them. Because they know where they are coming from. If police people hold these people, you won't hear what you're hearing now. They will have released them before you know. Because it wasn't police. That's why you're hearing it. These people are moving steady and will know. Thank God that these people are caught. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But then we need to actually denounce the act that was meted out on them. Regardless, jungle justice is barbaric and it's wrong. Okay? Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Hi. Turn down the volume of your radio, please. Or you step away completely from your radio set. Hello?
Funny.
Yes, good evening. How are you? What's your name?
My name is Akamwa from it.
All right, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I heard about Wike.
Hmm.
That is why I called.
Okay.
God should revive him. If God revives him, let it be a lesson. Let it be a king and an example to others. And let God continue to ken them one by one. That's it.
You people are not acting like children of God, though. You're not supposed to wish bad on your enemy.
Yes, it's a lesson. Now God will ken them. God will teach them a lesson. Alive, so that they will be alive. And
08036929933, 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Sir, you said your name is what?
Felix.
Felix from Ogun State.
Yes, Ogun State.
All right, Felix, please go ahead.
I talked about Wike. Dead or no dead, sick or no sick. It's a good lesson. At least even if he would work or not work, I pray he should be alive to see Fubara at 10 back to justice. And secondly, it should serve as a lesson to the rest of them, knowing very well that they do not own the world.
All right.
And I want to talk about those, the bonds.
In Edo State.
It's a normal scenario. Do you see them?
Hello.
Taking over the whole country. Hello.
Yes, please be fast, please. We have other callers on the line. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Outsiders have already taken over the country. If those people who born them give them a slight chance, they will kill all of them. And you see them, the government will not do anything. They will tell you that they provoked them.
But it's not been confirmed that they were kidnappers. They didn't catch them with anybody. They just saw them with the guns and the machete. And these guys always go around with it. When they are herding their cows and all, what they go around with arms. So you didn't catch them with anyone.
Why should one ethnic group go out with gun and the rest are not supposed to go out with gun and machete?
Nah, federal government will go ask.
That is why we need to start taking laws into our hands. Well, maybe they will have to rethink.
Well, we would not advise you to take laws into your hands, please. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Hello. Good evening, Zaranadi. How are you? Sorry for keeping you.
I'm fine. And you?
I'm fine. So sorry for keeping you, please. Please go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. I greet my brother Lawal Egundayo and my other
Good
my
evening,
brother.
Ola Emmanuel.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I agree. I'll also forget his name.
Mm.
Well, let's start. What you go?
Sir?
Well, on this thing, I like the way this thing responded, Lawal, concerning this guy, Osomole.
Okay.
Osomole have been like that. He always like to talk for people to hear him, see him that he's talking. You know, so that is his thing. He has been like that. Look at it when he was campaigning. They were asking him what the plan he has for. He just if he won as a Senate, what would the plan he have for his people? He said Obi when Obi was this thing governor, there's security in that thing. I say, look at this man.
Mm.
Is that what they asked him? This man did not only every time responding to Obi, it's Obi. This thing has been like that.
Mm.
And for people saying that Southeast, my brother, a lot of my brothers say that concerned about Southeast where they are just marginalized.
Mm.
This thing has been like, look at, imagine what this what the leaders are doing, because nonsense. They have not stand for the people. Look at what this guy, for example, this guy said about what's that. I was expecting this guy to come and respond. The one that at least this guy that like to stick two words together.
Which guy is that?
Christopher Musa.
Okay, Chief of Defense
Musa,
Staff.
come and they respond always, because every time you just say everything that happens, say the IPOP without knowing that he and Asari was the unknown gunman. I was expecting him to come and respond up to now, and none of these things have said something, and that is why this thing that keep happening. They keep taking them for granted. But I know with time, people, the government will come and they said, no, this one deserves it. Maybe they may kick against it today, but tomorrow, I believe this man worth it. And if they can bear it a hero, there's somebody that make him a hero. They just say listen, because somebody that stood against soldiers, not say listen, and we just they make him a hero. They just said, I know with time they will just see ground at this man. And please let me round up with just a week. Are you hearing me?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah. Yes, a week. I don't want wish him dead. I want him to recover. I want all of them to be alive, begging God to kill them. The kind of body they will have, they just be begging God to kill all of them.
No. Don't say that about anybody, Serenity, please. We don't allow such here. All right, we're voice of the people. We're not bad people. All right.
To be alive and they cry for death.
All right, thank you very much, Zaranadi, for calling. But please, let's not wish that on anyone. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. What's your name, please?
My name is Kingsley. I'm calling from Mushin.
All right, Mr. Kingsley, please go ahead.
Yeah, my dear, in fact, you guys are really trying. I'm very happy with you people.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you see, in fact, you have said it all. The country we are today is just would I call it a troublesome country or a one-side ruling country? In fact, actually, I'm only commenting concerning about this issue. A lot of people might be happy concerning about his illness. Well, in fact, I'm happy as well.
You're happy?
I'm praying that God should recover him, let him recover.
Okay.
So that he can be an example to others, so that others can still learn from him.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, 08036929933. That's the number to call. 08036929933. Hello, good evening. How are you? Hello, what's your name, please?
My name is Vincent.
Vincent.
Yes.
All right,
I'm
Vincent.
calling from Ogun State.
All right, Vincent, please go ahead.
I greet the guests in the house.
All right.
Good evening.
Thank you.
The issue of Wike. Wike says when God come down, so when God now don't come down, don't visit her. We thank God to God don't visit her. All the bad things wey they do for Port Harcourt, now God don't visit her. So thank you very much.
Thank you very
Let
much.
me greet by Darlington.
All right. I'm sure he's listening to you. He has heard you. All right. Thank you very much. But let's just hope that the information about Nyesom Wike is not true. That his usual braggadocious self is okay and healthy, and he will come for the mega rally in Bayelsa on the 12th of April. All right. 08036929933. 08036929933. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening, sir. Please, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Richard.
Your name is?
Yeah, Mr. Richard.
Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard. Okay. Mr. Richard.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
And God bless you all.
Thank you very much.
You people are doing a nice work and let people know the truth.
Thank you.
Without hiding one inside or the other side. I thank God for you people because you people are the voice of the people.
Thank you very much.
Actually, what I want to contribute is that on Mr. Wike, I'm not praying for him to have any problem. I pray that he will recover. But the Bible says that suffer the wish not to live. When somebody has done evil, the law of karma will catch him. Many of our so-called leaders, so-called politicians have done a lot of evil to Nigerians. Nigeria people have suffered a lot in their hand because of their stomach. They understand from their stomach has been their investment. And so that one is apart. In terms of Mr. Professor Wosu, Wosu did what is not easy to some people to do. They can succumb and stop doing that because when they saw the army, and but what they might be shows that he's a hero.
All right.
But why Oshomole did what he did? Because the man is from the east, which is not good. This is one Nigeria. All of us are praying for Nigeria to be better. If Nigeria is better, all of us will benefit from it.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you for calling.
That's
all
what
right.
I'm saying.
All right. Thank you. I sincerely do appreciate you calling. Okay. I want to read out some messages right now, but there's this information that just popped up concerning Felix Smoker, the APC spokesperson. He has been given an appointment as the Nigerian Television Authorities Board Chairman. This was basically done by the president. You know that he did some appointments recently. The president also approved the appointment of Honorable Fatuhu Mohammed Buhari from Katsina State as Director General of the National Agricultural Seed Council. The appointments were contained in a statement by the presidential spokesperson Bayo Onanaga. All right, let me start off from YouTube, okay? And let me take some comments from YouTube first, and then obviously we'll take on WhatsApp messages right about now. On YouTube, we have quite a lot of comments in there. Let me start from the beginning. Jeff, Esther, your glasses on fire. Thank you very much. Samuel smiles. Good evening, Esther, and good evening to your amazing guest. The APC keeps making it easy for the world to believe that people from a certain region of this country don't deserve anything good. So sad. MKO, son of man. Truth is always truth, no matter the length that lies have covered. When truth kicks off, it will overtake lies. Tinubu and Yakubu will still confess theirs, even in book or any other means. MKO, the living. All right, Owewu Neka. Good evening, VOP. Esther, please help me and thank your two guests for speaking the truth to power. God bless you guys. Thank you. Obi Toby, Wike take over drugs. You did there. You did see Wike. Obio Hamachuku, Ijo people said that they have sent thunder to Wike, so his collapsing may be spiritually orchestrated. Remember, I was asking you because yesterday when those Ijo youth did that thing, it has some spiritual symbols. I don't know if it was diabolically connected, but let's hope that this information is not true.
When I wear my spiritual regalia, I will be able to dissect.
All right, Obio Hamachuku says, if you look at Wike closely, you will notice that he is gradually drying up. I mean, I'm not looking at him closely, so long as he speaks braggadociously, so it means that he is well. Emmanuel Oswago, you never reached yet. We're going to hear more. Ajamoga Izuchuku, good evening, voice of the people. God can never share his glory with any man. God has a woe, you guys. Okechukwu Kingsley Ahumibe, karma is at work. All enemies of this nation will meet their Waterloo soon. Chai, you guys, nobody's praying here. You are supposed to pray. Gloria Mackenzie says, Wike doesn't look well. It's clear to see. Okechukwu Kingsley says, all evil, yes, okay. Evil will see evil. Ngozi Ilo, what kind of diabolical for someone that drinks? Okay, what kind of diabolical for someone that drinks to stupor always? Let him get himself back and learn a lesson. I come in peace. So, Emmanuel Osago says, God can never be mocked. The story is, Gloria Mackenzie says the story is true. He collapsed and he, Gloria. Hey, you did, dear. Biko Nemeka says, God, please let this news. You people. Blessing says, Esther, this news about Wike is true. It will be you guys. Obi Toby, who took stupor. You said God will heal him. It is impossible. Only doctor can take care of for sure. Francisca Onwadiaro, who can battle with the Lord? I say nobody. You guys. Charles Duru, Ijo people must have sent their thunder confession time. Angel Perenge, Esther, you dey enter my eye. Angel, you dey enter my eye too. If they are local this is from Vic. If they are local hunters, they should have stayed in their place. They should have stayed in their locality with those guns, not transporting it. There were people there. There were people, and they are killed on daily basis by armed Fulani headers. Vic says, Wike, is calling Wike 3 times. Olumuyiwa Foshina says, is it true that Wike collapsed? Well, it's not been authenticated yet. So the information just came out. We're hoping that it's untrue and that it is, as usual, one of those information that just comes out. So it has not been authenticated yet, but the information just came out. Oluwasegun Omoyeye, there is nothing wrong with Wike. He just tweeted on his X handle. He said Wike just tweeted on his X handle that he's good. So in the information, all right, Favor Ajapo says, Esther, if the rumors are true about Wike's health, then the prayers of the people of Rivers are beginning to burn. I don't think this information is true, Rara, because that Wike himself too. Now that your hand in the take. Hello, good evening. How are you?
Hello, good evening, Esther.
Good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm good. This is Tony from Chicago.
All right, Tony. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, first I want to ask you: is VOP station for fake news? You are there. You gave us news and say hope it's not true.
No, the information is not fake news now. We're telling you, well, it's not been ascertained yet, but the information just came out. I called somebody in Rivers, all right, for the person to give me some information. So the person who has seen the information, and we asked, how true is this information and why do we have consistent informations like this circulate? So, I mean, I don't know why
it's in the public domain, so you'll be discussed publicly.
It will be discussed. I mean, normal. Because it's somebody
that
is
about that. So you will be the one to come out and either ascertain it or disprove it. That's normal.
That's
now.
it, and I've been emphasizing it here since that there's no certainty to the information. We're trying to check the information out.
He has not finished his question.
It's a public figure, so it will be discussed publicly.
The caller has not finished his question.
The call has actually gone off. I hope he calls back. Yeah. 080-3692-9933. All right. But let's start taking some messages right about now. Good evening. Obviously, Nigeria has for too long been bedeviled by unfair political actors who obviously has captured the Nigerian state and are forcefully exhibiting clandestine style of leadership, crippling the growth of the nation, instilling sharp division amongst the public that is actually playing to the gallery. We must continue to advocate for positively productive governance. Hence, I'm giving the seasoned analysts at the studio their flowers because they're indeed doing justice to the discourse. VOP, you guys are the advocate of good governance. All right, Brian, thank you very much for that. Please, who was the president that appointed Professor Humphrey Umusu as INEC chairman? That was during Ibrahim Babangida's time. Yes,
it was a military.
It was a military regime. All right. Good evening, Esther, and the guests in the studio. The president saying that he thanked God for the hard work he's doing for himself and his immediate family. But about 95% of Nigerians are very, very angry with him. So his working hard is nothing to write home about. Concerning Nwosu and National Assembly saga, Esther, are you surprised to immortalize an Igbo man, the most hated tribe in Nigeria? Esther, very, very soon, Nigeria, I hope not. Anything APC cannot do does not exist. Natasha's recall, she won with 57,000 votes. But under 2 days, Akpabio and his group have gathered 250,000 votes in a magic way. That is APC for you, Mayor from Ikotwingbe. All right, Mayor. Good evening. Adams Oshomole, right from the beginning, he became an APC member, became a disappointment to the entire Nigerian people by the way he refers to issues concerning truth and corruption. I wonder what Oshomole would tell Nigerians he contributed positively as a politician except being biased. Chairman from Agbara. Good evening. We now ask Senator Oshomole, why have they not nationally honored the woman resident electoral commissioner that announced Governor Alex Oti of Abia State? Have the APC government not given late MKO Abiola of the SDP victory in the 1993 election? If yes, did they base their decision on what results records, who collected the records, and under whose chairmanship? The same late Professor Humphrey Umuozu, IBB that annulled the election, has recently written a book to say that MK Abiola won it based on the election results and stated that the election was the freest and fairest under whose chairmanship. We believe that just as similarly illiterate the Nigerian voters are, those they also elected don't read and seem illiterate. If not, they have chosen not to honor the late professor because he is Igbo. Look, the APC government will rather name the ANEC headquarters after Professor Mahmoud Yakub that announced them elected. Tochukwu Adini Thompson from Obanukuru. Good evening, Esther. Please tell Mr. Kundaya that all the 15 senators of Southeast walked out of the Senate chamber during plenary because of turning down Professor Moses' immortalization. Nemeka from.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Yes. Good evening, Esther Machuku. Thank you very much. Good evening, VOP. Akmabi doesn't know himself. Legislature campaigning for executive. Each arm of government supposed to be independent from each other. They have finally destroyed our constitution in the name of politics. Obina from Diamond Estates. All right, Obina, thank you very, very much. Obina says, Esther, remember the lifted casket on his behalf. I will not say further. All right, let's hope, again, the information, let's hope is completely untrue. Good evening to you. Thank you very much. Good evening, Esther, and our guests in the studio. I did enjoy you now. And Babeji from Ushudi. Esther Aquin, I have purged myself of every biased mind, and I want to boldly say tonight and proudly declare undisputedly that the late Professor Humphrey Muso, the National Electoral Commissioner chairman during June 12 presidential elections, is the greatest Nigerian hero of democracy. He should be given a national honor. He should be immortalized because he deserved it, and whoever that is not pleased should go to court. As for Wike, Tinubu should sack him if he's really a Democrat. A man who once said that APC is a cancer while PDP is malaria. And today, Wike is both parties. What a shame. Good evening. Good evening to you too. It's only Nigeria that a thing like a president's death is concealed. A minister has health issues and we cannot confirm. An Oba dies and it is shielded and it goes on and on. When can we confirm issues? For freedom of information is dead in Nigeria. Shame on our institutions and shame on Nigeria. This person says, good evening all. Thank you very, very much for telling us good evening. Aha. Okay. Very interesting. I thank you for your messages, but any abuse or condescending message, I will not read it out here. Ima from Isolo, the man called Wike is, okay, don't be surprised though. The fury and anger of God will begin to fall on all our corrupt leaders with no exception, starting from the top. All right. No matter what the youth did, whether diabolic or not, if it's true or not, nobody can be held responsible because our court or laws know nothing about witchcraft. Wike is a great Nollywood actor. We don't want to lose him. MKO delivering one from Satellite in Lagos. Okay. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. As at this moment, there's no denial from the office of Wike, which is unusual. Mr. Rufi Ojo Lagos. Good evening. I think very soon they will send, when they, maybe this information hasn't really circulated, they will definitely send. But somebody said he has tweeted on X, so he's obviously okay. Good evening, Esther Wachko and the guest, Ima from Shasha Akumojo. I have said it before, and I'm still saying it again, that the Fulani headsmen in Nigeria are golden children, that Nigerian security agencies are over-pampering, and in no distance time, they will set the country on fire. Had it been that it's southeasterners, the whole region should have been wiped out. Injustice to Igbos will keep hurting Nigeria until the right thing is done. All right, thank you very much. Why they don't like people to know quick or passing out information so fast on such persons? Because they have many properties and valuables that people close to them should not take advantage of. You didn't tell us your name. Kindly tell us. Okay, this is Okun from Shangoifo. All right. Please, my people in the studio, good evening. The issue of Wike, make una forget about it and discuss for Nigerians what will benefit us. What goes around comes around. Wike is now facing his reward. Okay. Shebi Wike claims to be a powerful man. Why is he falling down? Iche White from Ota, Ogun State. Good evening, Esther. Good evening to you too, and thank you for your compliments. Mr. Lawal, you are wrong on Nnamdi Kanu. Many notable Igbo leaders, for example, late Chief Chukwemeka Ezife, Iwanyanwu, etc., went to Buhari and also met Tinubu for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. He is still in detention because he's an Igbo man, cause Abaribe and Ikenga Gochinyere are also fighting gallantly for his release in the Senate and House of Rep. As for the so-called hunters, why will you go to people's land with guns in the name of hunting, knowing that we have huge problem of insecurity caused by headsmen of the same tribe with them? From Chief Udo. Well done, Chief Udo. Good evening, my beautiful lady and the guests in the house. My name is Angel Perenga from Alagbado. Make Ayala allow this good news about Wike be true. I hope it's not true. Let's not wish evil on anyone, okay? Human beings are very wicked. While someone on earth will be wishing death to his or her fellow human being, it's unfair. Ayo from Mushi. You see, I told you it's unfair. It's not good. Let's not wish evil on anybody. Good evening, Sister Esther and her mans. So those killed in Edo, you are calling them local hunters, right? Meaning that they still have the international hunters too. And those ones might actually be operating with bombs and other for the bush meats to always die just hearing their footprints. It's Godson from Surulere. All right, Godson. Well, that's how the story described them, that they're local hunters. Good evening, Esther Wachkon, the guest in the studio. Adam Soshomal disappointed me for denying Professor Humphrey Moses' immortalization demands. He will feel now that the video of the interview granted by Omoyele Sowore surfaced on YouTube. I wonder how he feels. Anyway, Nigerians expecting his apology. However, on Nyesom Wike, his allies and his associates will not want the public to quickly ascertain the truth surrounding the state of his health because of the devilish roles played in River State saga. I pray that God revives him and that he will be able to ask for forgiveness of his sins, because God doesn't want the death of sinners but to repent. Then my condolences to the families of those hunters massacred by the mobs in the state, in Edo State, and the state government must apprehend the culprits. It's necessary to put an end to the reoccurrence. Mr. Ogumbi from Idimu. Well done, Mr. Ogumbi. Good evening, Esther and the two guests in the studio. Why didn't the duty Senate President shut down Adam Soshomole when he was against the notion to honor late Professor Humphrey Nwosu? Even the body language of the Deputy Senate President on that day magnified the calculated marginalization of the Igbo nation. All right, I will encourage the Igbo senators to continue to speak the truth. Thank you, Esther, for the nice job. From Mazi and Werimadu. Thank you very much. Esther, the Bible says no peace for the wicked. Ayo edit from Ayobo. Ayo. Hey. Good evening, Esther Wachko. Good evening, VOP. Mr. Ola Emmanuel, Mr. Lawal Ekundare, and VOP family. Most Nigerians don't trust INEC, judiciary, security agencies. Our political leaders don't trust our health system, education system, transport system. This means that generally, or the generality of Nigerians, both rich and poor, are having a trust deficit about one challenge in Nigeria. We will save this land. We have to save this land. Thank you very much for that message. Hello, how are you, Mr. Remy? Hello? All right, that connection has gone off. Please kindly call us back, okay? This message is from Amici from Mafuluku. Well done, Amici, for that message. Esther, we are all and still children of God. Thank you very much. Let's remain so, isn't it? Shabi, we pray to God for intervention on any energy of Nigerian state progress against citizens. So if God comes, who is anyone to stop him? I beg they should go one by one, Jari. Engineer Olasukomi from Ijesha Tedo Mushi. Good evening, Esther. Good evening, VOP. Thank you very much. Good evening to you too. The sole administrator of River State should not be blamed for any decision taken because he's only there to play the script of his master. It is so unfortunate that President Tinubu played a partial role to the political crisis in River State and treating Fubara with iron hands. We're all watching to see how far they will go. My condolences to the family of Ajimobi over the death of their first daughter. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Amen. From His Royal Highness BC Nwoko Inoshudi. All right, thank you very much. Good evening, Esther. I just want to wish you a happy weekend and to tell you that you're really doing great here on radio. A blessed night to you, dear Esther Wachko. Thank you very much. I sincerely do appreciate your compliments. Good evening, Esther. I greet you and your guest, Taiwo from Ejigbo. It's unfortunate that Nigeria has turned into a place where good people are rewarded with evil. Why should it become an issue of a debate whether to honor somebody who has given the best to the country? People who annul the freest election in the history of Nigeria are the ones enjoying that democracy today. What an unfortunate country. As regards to jungle justice carried out by some people in Edo State, it's unfortunate that they took laws into their hands. However, if they were caught with guns, it needs to be examined very well. I don't support jungle justice because it could have been anyone. God help also. Yes. IBB, okay, OBJ refused to honor Abiola, but PMB honored him. If Tinubu refused to honor him through the National Assembly politics, he'll be honored by future government. Jerry from Ikeja. All right, thank you very much, Jerry. All right, okay, dear, thanks. Thank you very much for your message. Nigerians should learn how to ignore Peter. Oh, please, Peter has not called into this program today. I beg, don't start. Good evening. Obviously, Nigeria has for so long been bedeviled by unfair political actors who obviously has captured the Nigerian state and are forcefully exhibiting clandestine style of leadership, crippling the growth of the nation, instilling sharp division amongst the public that is actually playing to the gallery. We must continue to advocate for positively productive governance. Hence, I'm giving the seasoned analysts at the studio their flowers. Guys, you are the advocate of good governance, Brian, again. Thank you very much, Brian. Good evening, VOP. Good evening to you too. I'm very, very angry hearing hunters from North are killed in Edo State, since Edo people don't have guns that can kill the lions in the thick forest. Instead of them going to Adam Soshomole to ask him to supply them with AK-50 to enable them get killed, enable them kill all the lions in the forest, to supply enough means or meat to Nigeria's release. This is your message. CY, honesty from Isolo. Please, when you send messages, try as much as possible to be legible so we can follow your reasoning, okay? Good evening, Esther, the analyst in the studio. Esther, please, always recap the major topics of the day, all right? Some of us join the programs around 8:30 p.m. when I just come in. Humanity from Ikorodu. All right, Humanity, we spoke about the immortalization of Humphrey Nwosu, and I played the insert about Humphrey Nwosu speaking with during an interview with Omoyele Sowore sometime in 2014 thereabout, where he said that Abiola won the 1993 general elections, and obviously in that particular interview he said he couldn't announce it because his committee was dissolved and he was asked to step down as the National Electoral Committee chairman of the institution that's conducted one of the freest elections in the country. The next thing we talked about was concerning the mob attack that took place in Edo State, and how Arewa Youth Consultative Forum is asking the state government to do something decisively as soon as possible. We also talked about Natasha Akpoti's recall, where the federal government has exposed the certain persons who were behind it and said that there is no legibility to the names of the persons who sent their recall petition to INEC. We also looked into a particular story that just came out on Nyesom Wike collapsing due to consuming alcohol, and that he's been rushed to the hospital, but that information is not yet ascertained. We're waiting for any of the public officials within his team to ascertain to us. Somebody just said that he has tweeted on X, so it's possible that that is just an information from miscreants, but we just discussed it because it just came out, and before you know, this kind of thing goes wild. So that information is not confirmed yet. We're still waiting for an authentication from his team to tell us if that information is true or not, because he has a mega rally in Bayelsa on the 12th of April 2025. So that's basically the recap of what we've talked about. I think I'll take 2 more messages and then we need to wrap up. We didn't take a step down this evening. VOP, good evening. I pray Wike I'm not going to read this. Nemesis must surely catch up with the evildoers. Demeric Ugochukwu from Ajegunle. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you?
Hi, Esther. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? What's your name?
I'm doing great. My name is Joval for the records.
Yes. Good evening, Joval. Where are you calling us from, Joval?
Let me say hi to the gentlemen in the studio there with you. Are they still there?
Yes, they're still here.
Hi.
All right. I greet you, I think Mr. Kunda is there, right?
Yes, and Olai Emmanuel.
The other gentleman, Mr. Olai Emmanuel, yes, my great man, I greet you.
Thank you.
Esther,
sir?
Between now and tomorrow is a long time and a short time. Whatever is happening to Nyesom Wike, we will get to know. So there's no need to begin to, seek for whether the report is authentic or not. But be that as it may, I am one of those that have been advising Wike, even though he has never heard my voice or he doesn't choose to listen, to take things easy. On Arise TV the other time, they pulled out his video when he was the governor of Rivers State, and when he immediately left that seat, Wike looked very handsome. Wike looked very relaxed. And now you see Wike is looking older than his age. There's this professor, this doctor, what is his name, that used to come to your studio for news analysis. I can't remember his name now.
Which one?
Polythink.
Mr.
Yes.
Anosike.
Dr. Deji, rather. Dr. Deji.
Okay. Yeah.
He actually took time to do that on his YouTube about Wike. You see, Esther, this is what happens when people don't, understand their boundaries. You keep causing problems. You keep shouting at journalists, shutting them down. telling them what you are not supposed to say on public radio because you have somebody behind you. Right now, if what is happening is real, is truth, and according to this information you just brought out, that he could no longer stand. I hope he knows that the president will not be held responsible for his excesses, and that the president will not also, be there for him in this trying moment. Nigeria will move on, whether with him or without him. I greet you. Good
Thank you
night.
very much, Joval. Thank you. All right. Hello. Good evening. How are you? Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you? Please, can you make your comment as short as possible? What's your name?
Yes. My name is The Truth.
The Truth from the town of Injustice.
Exactly. God bless you.
Go ahead.
Just to let you, whatever you sow, you will reap. That's number one. Two, to let every one of us know who nobody knows tomorrow. Those who are fighting for 2027, they don't know what will happen next year or tomorrow. And to let them know, number three, that no situation in this country is permanent. This life is just for a period. We are sojourner in this world, whether we like it. One day. UK is reaping it so now.
Okay.
He's repeating it, and all of them will repeat one by one.
We don't know if he's repeating anything. No. We don't know if he's repeating anything. No.
Okay. But if you plant something, it will germinate. Yes or no?
All right.
They plant evil and they will reap evil. Thanks to all your people over there, and thanks for your station for speaking the truth. We like your station.
Thank you
well
very
done.
much. Thank you.
Lastly, tell your management they should increase your salary so that you leave also. I don't want them to leave. Tell the management, the owner, they increase your salary because good people are living there because they didn't increase their salary.
Yeah. All right.
Tell them.
Okay.
The truth, they should increase your salary.
Okay, thank you very
All
much.
right.
All right.
All right.
Thank you for calling. So, if you go on Wike's Twitter handle right now, you will see where he wrote, "Happy to have been honored with an award of recognition by the body of benchers during their courtesy visit to my office today. Members of the body of benchers were led by the chairman, Chief Adigboyega Awomolo. As a lawyer, I will not relent in contributing my quota to the advancement of the legal profession." This was around 7:40 p.m., 28th of March, 2025. And obviously, we saw there are pictures of him with all of them around. So wherever that information came out from, based on his tweet and based from these pictures, obviously it's untrue. So the question is, we don't know whether this is a pre-recorded event or not, but all of you should not be thinking or planning evil or expecting this kind of... I don't know if karma works that quick. I don't know if karma works that quick as a lot of people expect, but
in some instances it does.
Well, as of now, I think when this show was ongoing at 20 minutes to 8, that was when this tweet was done. So he seems hale and hearty. He seems to be very good. Okay. The body of benchers visited the FCT minister today, and we saw them. They brought an award for him. They took pictures together.
It didn't go to public news. No, it's not. It's not in the news.
This is on his X handle. This is his X handle on Twitter. He just tweeted this around 7:40 p.m. today. So with the pictures uploaded. So I'm sure his media team are doing the work. They took the pictures and uploaded it. So this is picture or this whatever is of today. So final take, gentlemen, please. Let's wrap up. What do you have to say in a few seconds, Mr. Ola Emmanuel?
Nigeria is sick.
Nigeria is what?
Is sick.
Nigeria is healthy.
If all these dramas happening in the polity, in administrations, that every lips of Nigerians are shouting, crying, and we have our parliament there, we have our executive there, we have our judiciary there, and they are putting a deaf ears to it. It's a challenge on their offices. They should fix Nigeria so that all this jungle justice will stop, so that all these political crisis will stop, so that Nigeria will become a nation to be sought after.
All right. Thank you very much. What about you, Mr. Lawyer?
Because I know I don't have much time, so I have a lot to say, but I won't say
no,
it.
Just in a few seconds, because already past 9.
Yes,
We ought to be done by now.
I just want to do shout out to my man of the year and woman of the year.
Who's your man of the year?
Fubara, of course. And my woman of the year is Natasha.
Akwete.
Yeah, she's a woman of the year.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We've come to a wrap today. I wanted us to take a step down, but there were quite a lot of reactions on what we discussed this evening. So please, let's don't wish each other evil. Let's continue to pray for this country. We'll continue to update you on information going on across the globe, across the country, and we do hope that something good will happen to us. All right, and all of this melee that we're going through, please. We need the light. We need the light in this dark tunnel. We need good news in our lives, honestly. Ladies and gentlemen, bye for now. I'll see you on Sunday evening for the Political Spotlight. Good evening.